So, anyone here of a game called Blue Archive?
No. Oh no.
I'm not really used to doing something this early in the morning. I'm more of a nighttime person, so thank you for everyone showing up so early in the morning.
You think 10:30 is
Most of the time, I just say what I want to say, and then I just go home and sleep it off. But this time, I gotta actually live with what I say, so yay.
Yeah.
They put this down. We'll take a bow after. They put this panel down as an informative panel. So if anyone does actually learn anything from this, I'm so sorry. Hopefully that stays there. So yeah, the Steam release of Blue Archive happened after being delayed for a couple days. Yeah, and every single day was me being I can't wait to play Blue Archive on Steam, and it didn't happen. I was afraid we were going to be in purgatory for a very, very long time. One of the things the Steam release made me realize is that Blue Archive isn't a game that takes up much time. And I've been playing Uno Musume, sue me. And that game, one run and you're down 30, 40 minutes. That's a huge chunk of time. And on launch day of Blue Archive, I logged in, did my dailies, and then I was in and out in less than 20 minutes. And it made me wonder, why was I excited for this? But then I realized that the amount of time that I save for having it on my computer, as opposed to a phone or an emulator, is probably 5 minutes in loading and just doing dailies. So it's nice to be playing on something that doesn't turn into an active volcano when you're trying to do an animation or someone eating ice cream or something.
Hey, this will put your phone up though if you do on PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to celebrate the release, John Nexon and their all-knowing wisdom decided to throw a bunch of events to incentivize community engagement. And like, that's like sort of normal with gacha games, right?
Yeah.
Like social media, comments, retweets, what have you. Except for the fact that they asked for Steam reviews. They asked for Steam reviews. And surely nothing can go wrong from that.
Oh no.
Here we have the classic.
Yeah.
I know.
Classic.
And the Blue
Yeah.
Archive story is so tear-jerking, so sad that it just, you can't help but burst into tears when thinking about it. Fun fact, if you look at the user-curated tags for Blue Archive on Steam, cute and funny are the top tags. As I wrote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, though, it's Momoy, and I sure hope she doesn't show up again for any unexplainable reason. No comment. Anyways, pattern recognition test. Needless to say, the event was canceled. So, anyways, welcome to Blue Archive RantSession Volume 3. For anyone looking for the Uma Musume panel, well, they're still all passed out drunk at Hastings Race Course. I swear this is the last time I bring up the horse game. Shoot me if I mention it ever again. Regardless.
What if you did? What if you did?
Yeah, okay, alright.
What if you did?
This panel is called Blue Archive RantSession, or BARS, as I like to call it, because I either spit some bars or I end up behind them by the end of this. Let's get started. So, hi. Hello. Good morning. Are you guys ready to talk about Blue Archive? Because I don't really think I am. I wrote like half of this last night while I was in an insomnia-induced writing frenzy. Firstly, I think I need to do a bit of an introduction. My name's Nico Lee. You can call me Nico, Chris, Fraud, Mr. Pissman. I do not care. Currently, I'm in hell. I feel like my life is dictated by a cycle of free gacha games, and I'm literally about to explode. I'm juggling the horse game, ZZZ, Blue Archive, and I feel like I'm doing the... I feel like I'm doing a part-time job with all the games that I'm playing.
Don't worry, I have like 5-6 games over here with Gacha.
Yeah.
And as a
Well, I do
YouTuber.
games, obviously.
As a YouTuber too.
Yeah. I've been taking it easy. This panel's been like mostly what I've been doing for the past week. But quick side note, did you know that like, oh fuck, I talked about it. I wrote about horse game again, my bad.
Oh no! Ready?
I want to get a Switch 2 to play stuff, but unfortunately, I'm going to Japan in like 3 days, and I'm gonna be broke for like the rest of my life, so I'm just gonna have to live with that. DK and Mario Kart look fun though. Also, hey guys, new TFT set dropped this week. Unfortunately, last time I talked about TFT, everyone left the room. Recently, for the Fest banners that came, I had to grind out a metric buttload of pyroxenes in order to spark both Rio and Neru. So, in order to do that, I had to rifle through my large pile of unread Momotops. And I spent like 6 hours reading them, the entirety of my backlog, and let me tell you, like, the first time you get like a couple of texts, and then like, okay, yeah, that's cute. But by like the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th time that they send messages like, hey, ... sensei, ... I'm like, please, this could have been an email. But like, yeah, I had a blast reading through all the event stuff. I particularly enjoyed Ibuki and Summer Miyu's relationship stories the most. So before we get too far into things here, I gotta like lay down some ground rules, do a bit of housekeeping. Now, there might be some rules you remember from previous panels, like the UOH and CUNY clauses. Those will remain prevalent until morale improves.
You know what? Every time doing a beat bars active guard version.
Too much work. Again, this is the last time. I swear, this is the last time I bring up horses.
Not the
So
last.
from here on out,
we already
any
know.
further mention of horses, you'll be met with a Koyuki voice line and a 10-mile stare. So for my notes here, all I have is written down is hot dog arona. I don't know what that means.
But it's fun.
Sometimes like in the middle of the night, I just wake up and I'm like, this would be a great bit. And so I wrote down hot dog arona. This particular image just makes me go, this is adorable. So hot dog arona, we're okay with this.
Yay.
Yeah. Yay. We are promoting the use of hot dog arona here. Okay, let's jump right into this. I'm about to get a bit controversial, but I think there is a wee bit of favoritism when it comes to what students do and don't get alternative outfits.
Hey, look at the bright side. At least you're not a golden Azur lane in your first all is mostly you're not being able to that pushing the darkest timeline.
Yeah.
Look at what happened to Grand Bill. Her artist threw so many skins for hypothetical skins for her. Yeah, all she got was fucking meta alt.
Yeah. Many such cases. But this is completely to be expected because John Nexon is running a company, and popular students are popular because they're popular. They are entirely in their right to do that. But some people fail to see everyone's own personal stories in regards to specific students. For instance, I've seen a lot of people read through Suzumi's Bond story and absolutely fall in love with her character. And like, it's a little disheartening to be like, it's like almost 5 years into the game and not have a Suzumi up. Like, she's in the starting squad. They want you to know she exists. And then she's forgotten. Like, anytime she's brought up in the story, I just pop off. I'm like, they remembered her. But like, please, John Nexon, send an easy bit of love for my girl Suzumi. She exists. And on the other side of the screen, we have Reisa. Or yeah, if I had like 5 more seconds, I would have had like a Toria sound. Anyways, I feel like she has kind of like the opposite effect Suzumi has. Like, she makes her presence known, and I kind of feel bad for the Vigilante crew because, like, Reisa feels more like a member of the after-school sweets club than her own club. Speaking of which, I know that Mr. Nexon is just itching to drop all of the Halloween alts for this after-school sweets club. Like, there's no way they randomly just decided to give them fully sprayed costumes. And not give them alts down the line. Like, I feel like Reisa should get the same treatment, but anyways, there's Reisa. What I'm trying to say here is that it just makes sense for her to get an alt. Like, I don't know why she's in like jail. One of my favorite things to do when Blue Archive goes down for maintenance is to look on Twitter for this guy that like posts Reisa saying Blue Archive is down for maintenance or something like that. I got this video queued up. Hopefully it plays. says, Blue Archive is under maintenance, so I'm gonna play Blue Archive, and then something explodes. But yeah, this is the part where I do I do some panel-mandated audience interaction. My next slide has one single student that I believe deserves an alt the most. And the person who guesses what's on it wins absolutely nothing. I'll just give you a silent nod and pass by you on the artist alley or something like that. So, here we go. No one raised their hand, not all at once.
No.
Who hasn't had
Anyway, the Shiniko.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd honestly be surprised if half of you forgot she existed. Like, seriously, the library club has more members than just Ui. But yeah, the reason I bring her up is because her artist is Ayame Sensei. Ayame Sensei, and if you know, you know. Let's just say she's drawn Shiniko with some enhancements. Anyway, so I hacked into John Nexon's mainframe and found an algorithm they use to find which students to give alts to. And the very reason they decided to give 0 alts to Koyuki. And the answer is, oh, okay, sure. So before I play this next bit, this is just to catch everyone up to speed. In one of my previous panels, I covered the topic of halos, and I don't think I did a very good job.
Previously on Blue Archive RantSession.
What is a halo?
So yeah, Halo's just an acronym, not elaborate further.
I can't even say elaborate correctly. I can't even say anything correctly. Jeez, oh my gosh. So what have I learned about halos since then? Hell if I know. But I have surmised a few assumptions based on keen observations that I've made since then. The first thing that I'd like to point out is that halos can pass through objects. Stuff like hats, clothing, or even the occasional table. Don't ask me how I know this. Trust me, this is going to be a very important detail later on.
I can imagine that.
Another claim I made is that halos provide some sort of combat buff to whoever has one. And at the time, I assumed all non-students in Kavodos were like not very combat adept or durable. Since then, I've realized the error of my ways. I failed to acknowledge the existence of the absolute goat master freaking Shiva. Bro tanked a freaking bomb exploding in his restaurant, and then survived a building falling on him. And then later in the same week, the guy's back selling ramen in a push cart.
That goat? Yeah.
And then I realized that, like, if an event like that, like in a building just like exploding and falling on people, is like not too outside of commonplace in Kavodos, then like, wouldn't it be fair to assume that everyone who lives there would be used to this in like some way, shape, or form? Like, hear me out here. What if Kavodos fosters a certain type of person that is resistant to like the destruction and freaking shooting and stuff that goes down there? That like all the people in Kavodos are just built different. Another point I glossed over was like how aware students were of each other's halos. Now, I'm going to be real here. I don't think that students can see each other's halos 100% of the time. Like, let's say there's a gunfight and someone like Hina has to duck and cover. But like, if their halo is 100% visible all the time, it's gonna be visible underneath cover. Like, see how big this thing is? It's huge, it's ginormous. She's getting wall banged faster than when I boot up Counter-Strike. Anyway. Most of this is just speculation, but I think it's like trying to see when you need glasses. Like, you need to squint really hard to see it, and then even when you do see it, it's just like a faint outline. sensei can just like see halos without even trying because he's sensei?
Actually, he has a straight chest.
Yeah, because he like logged into that.
Yeah, so he can establish halos.
Hmm.
It also tells that whenever you are students, on your mind, and you're just re-triggering aromas slash presence memories.
Yeah.
So every time you go, you're trying to remember that memory. You remember is technically archive. You archive.
Yeah, that truly was the blue archive. Anyways, apologies for the low image quality, but I feel like this is the strongest case for my point here. In the recent story event, we had the opportunity to play as Seiya as she infiltrated various locations and avoided being seen. And so one of the mechanics in this is that you could hide under a box like a certain solid stain. Which is a great idea to hide, but like unfortunately, you still see the halo on the outside of the box, which like doesn't make sense because the students will just be able to see each other's halos. Because like you'll take one quick look and be like, holy crap, it's Yurizono Seiya of the Trinity Tea Party hiding underneath a box. And nobody makes a point of that or brings it up, so I'm gonna just say that nobody can see each other's halo.
But they also can't see the box.
Can't see the box. The
Who
box
cares about the box?
That's the Metal Gear Solid. You just like, the box just doesn't exist. You just walk right
Box
through.
not real.
And so now we come to this. There is a completely normal picture of the sky in Devotos. There we go. You know, with just like all the blue and the clouds and the ominous circles in the sky. You have the circles in the sky that are just there. Why are they there? Why are there circles in the sky? Why are there halos in the sky? I have a crackpot theory here, but check back on this in like 5-10 years when they eventually get there. But I think that there's like Titan students being like held underneath the ground. Caused all these anomalies to occur, and I'm getting ahead of myself anyways. So I've compiled a set of very important information to support my theory in the next couple slides.
We're very important.
There's nothing, you guys seeing this? Is there something on there? Is there something on that slide? No, there's nothing?
Nothing.
Oh, gosh. A window? Why the heck would I put a window on the slides? Like, there's gotta be something. There's gotta be some of my research in there. Like, seriously. A tree? What the heck's going on? I swear, I put my solid, irrefutable evidence about sleeping giants that reside underneath Devotos. Anyways, here's the summer banner. Does anyone else think that Seiya is cute?
I love my cutting board.
Hold on, I gotta take a drink of water real quick. I'm relatively baffled at the speed of which Seiya got her first ult, which is like 6 months to go from playable to get it on. That's like a pretty short duration.
Right after go.
She's long to anyway.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know I'm a bit of a hypocrite. Toki is one of my favorite students, and she gets her base form and then her ult like 2 months apart. So like, I feel like that's beside my point. Nothing against these ults. I feel like these are deserved. But part of me is like, we just got regular Seiya, didn't we? But like, I guess it's just like a discrepancy between global and JP. They sort of overlap in my mind, and I'm just like, huh, yeah, this is all just one thing happening at the same time. This is just one of the things that they announced at the 4.5 anniversary live stream. Another thing I'd like to address is Blue Archive's implementation of a Battle Pass system. So this is going to be coming, like, I don't know, it's going to be like 4 months from now maybe? I don't know. But you're going to pay a bit of money and you're going to get access to a Battle Pass. And then at the end you get an exclusive piece of furniture.
It's absolutely.
I mean, everything's happened now.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Every single game.
Battle Pass now. Like, to me, this is like some giant shadow looming on the horizon waiting to get dropped on us. Like, it's designed to instill FOMO in our fragile, bastard addicted minds, and that's
So
That's
now,
But see, so the funny thing is that this battle pass is even worth less comparing to other gacha games like Zenith Zone Zero, and some other ones because it's $35, and
What?
wait.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's $35, and it gives like bare minimum
For activity reports?
I mean, the thing is with like buying pyroxene just straight up, a lot of the time it's like not very worth it. Like, I don't even know if like the value of like $35 of the pyroxene you get is like in that battle pass. I haven't really looked at the rewards, but like,
Yeah. Instead of doing it daily, now you're gonna have to do those now. Have
Yeah.
fun with it. Have fun.
So is this a good thing? No, I feel like this is just another way for John Nexon to siphon a little bit of money out of our pockets.
And you will have to do it anyways. There's
Hey, we were complaining about Kyle's and not to do, and you get something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, to buy.
well, you're gonna have to do it
Of course.
anyways. Your player, you're just gonna do it. You're gonna click everything, buy everything. Here it goes.
Yeah.
But also, Xenon playable when? The reporter.
I'm gonna go with pretty, like, I feel like never, almost never. Very late, I don't know. I mean, they did say any character that shows up in the story will eventually become playable, but I don't know, like, we're still waiting on Erica.
Momo.
Lost Platoon.
All the
Yeah.
Sora and all the NPC
Yeah.
shopkeepers.
Like, do I feel this is scummy? Yes. Locking a piece of furniture behind a paywall seems like something that is very unlike Blue Archive, if you ask me. Like, all furniture in the past was just able to be crafted, and I don't know why they decided to just start now.
Actually, the CD furnitures are not craftable.
Really? Is that?
Yeah.
How do you get that?
By buying OST CD.
Oh, right. Yeah. I guess there are some pieces of exclusive furniture. Did anyone get the Blue Archive anime box set? No?
Who bought that?
No. But apparently you got like an exclusive login screen for that.
yes.
The L2D, yeah.
Like, these days you look around and all you see is battle passes, subscription services, Klarna on your Burger King Whopper, and like part of me feels like, yeah, this is where Blue Archive's going. I'm gonna have to pay $9.99 a month plus tax to hear Arona say what a stupid piece of garbage I am. I love every second of this.
If possible, I would like to buy it.
Don't worry, I had to do it like 5 times with all of the description too, all for the battle pass. There it goes.
Anyways,
For the five.
It's just that if I start seeing ads like this pop up to advertise Blue Archive, I know that John Nexon is very much in hella trouble. So to cleanse our palate a little bit, let's just watch this for a bit. So you might be wondering why you just watched the deep fried iris rotate around for about a minute. I do too.
Yeah.
But there's a cute bit of wordplay here. You see, Iris's full name is Iris Tendo, which can easily be messed up as like Tendon, like tempura. So I always wondered why that she drew Iris like that, and now I share my wisdom with you.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is the part where I say the presentation part of this presentation ends here today. I'd like to thank a couple people. First off, my friend Len, who helped me format this PowerPoint presentation. Shout outs to him. And then my other friend Bert, who attached this previously on to the Blue Archive RantSession logo. Last but not least, I'd like to thank all of you guys for getting up, sitting your butts down, and listening to me ramble for about 30 minutes. Can we get a round of applause? Thanks to people like you that I get to do stupid stuff like this. And for that, I am truly grateful. Yeah, so this is where the part where it just basically transitions into free talk. So does anyone have anything to say? Yeah, what's up with that?
I missed on this year's SoccerCon because of the fact that I don't think that the Cheeto charge, but how's the cost of Blue Archive cosplay scene this year? What is it like last every year?
There was a solid group photo that was taken immediately after the panel. That was pretty cool. And then there was also a gas leak.
Yeah. The Cheesecake Factory.
How's the Blue Archive cosplay scene in Seattle this year last year?
I feel like there was more people cosplaying Blue Archive this year than last time I went here, or went to SakuraCon. I don't know, I don't really have that much of a judgment to go off of. Total sample size of like 2.
Now,
What's up?
for the collaboration for the Blue Archive, for the did you do it?
For the what?
The collaboration.
The collaboration? What do you mean? What do you think, like, what do I think the next collaboration is going to be for Blue Archive?
No, mostly for the past one, did you do it, and how much did you spend?
I have spent $0 on Blue Archive. I'm a casual.
Oh.
I'm a free to play, sorry. Do I do my dailies? Occasionally. When I feel like it.
Well, for me,
$0.
me was dying for the World of Warship and Blue Archive collaboration.
That game has scared me. World of Warship scares me. There's just too much stuff going on. And I'm just like, I fire a missile and it takes 5 years to get something.
And what I mean, the collaboration for the last week, I mean, it's been out for like 2 weeks now for the collaboration between World Warship and Azur, and also the Blue Archive and the World Warship. It's like people questioning, why did those two collaboration make no sense? It's like, look at, I mean, Azur and World Warship collaboration seems normal. Yeah, it's like you look at the Blue Archive and then the World Warship, and the World Warship is like questioning, wait, what is going on? It was supposed to be war tanks. I mean, hey, it got tanks, right? Makes sense. Wait, why is it a boat?
Okay, what's up, Guy?
So speaking of scummy business decisions, do you think Nexon could only justify a PC release with the Battle Pass coming out before it? And do you think the Battle Pass was pitched before or after the PC release?
So, do I think that the Battle Pass was implemented because of the Steam release?
Yes.
I think that those two are two completely different things, but I feel like the Steam release was pushed out because they wanted the game to be more accessible. I feel like a large majority of the community used emulators beforehand because I'm not running Blue Archive on my phone. And because of that increase of accessibility, they needed something that would sort of be like a capture net to like capitalize on the new wave of people coming in through the Steam release. So I do think those two are tied together, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
I think it's just more to match what other mobile games, other gacha games already having. Like, let's say like Girls Frontline 2, Zenith Zone Zero. All of them has PC client. All of them has season pass. So yeah, I think this is merely just to catch up with other gacha games of what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, even Azur doesn't have the same version, but it still got the. I mean, you got the gacha. You also got the monthly thing. So you got the battle pass too. So.
My question here is that if Blue Archive is catching up to other gacha games by implementing the battle pass, at what point does I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this, but if Blue Archive starts just like taking different monetization aspects and adding it to the game, then at what point does it just become unplayable? And I don't know the answer to that. And I am very afraid of a future where that might exist. You and the blue in the back, what's up?
I have an interesting thing to think about. So why is it considered that like why are we saying that getting a battle pass is considered catching up, right?
Yeah.
Blue Archive felt fine without it. So, like, does it need it?
No, I think so.
I needed that extra $35.
I feel like with the popularity of Blue Archive, that is a large driving force of why it is still being supported to this day. I feel like this is going to be like the ultimate litmus test for John Nexon, because they're going to take a look at the amount of people who buy this battle pass, and then maybe we'll see it show up again in 2 months, but slightly cheaper and less rewards. Or, I don't know, I feel like it'll just like keep on coming back in some way, shape, or form, and we can't really get rid of it, we'll just have to live with it. Red.
Quick question. When are we going to see more max level ups? Like, stuck at level 90 for a while, so I'm just wondering when will...
I'm pretty sure, doesn't JP have like higher than 90 now?
Yeah, but the global one is still at level 90.
I think we should see a level cap increase within the next couple of months. We're usually like a couple months behind JP, all that stuff. What's up, guy?
As somebody who's kind of not too familiar with a lot of Blue Archive, do the exclusive furniture really do anything, or is it just, you know,
Cute students doing cute things.
Got it.
If you want to see Michael Masoner lounging in her seaside bed, you better plunk down $35 or else.
And grind.
Yeah.
I'm grinding it.
What's up?
You're coming to SoccerCon next year, right?
If I have the money. I'm like,
The train's
it's
pretty cheap.
expensive, man.
How? I mean, you're pretty pleased. How you still don't have money?
Have a nice free sleeping area on 3rd and 5.
Oh,
That's a good one.
He has Switch 2. He doesn't play money for gacha games. He's still friends.
What's up?
yeah, you were talking about popularity here, and I feel like in Ontario, there's not really like a Blue Archive scene or whatever. In Vancouver, is there a larger one, or how many years do you think Ontario will get a Blue Archive community that will have panels like this?
Part of the factor of just like climate and stuff. People on the west coast here, we have a lot of Asian stuff. Like we have a lot of very thriving Chinatowns, Japantowns, stuff like that. So there's more people here that are more likely to play something like Blue Archive. Meanwhile, as you go over to Ontario, it's such a big city with a lot of big things. Sure, there might be like microisms of like people who like to play Blue Archive there, but it's a lot of few and far between.
They're just DK fans.
Yeah. DK has a lot broader appeal. Everyone can understand it. Good. Anyways, what's up, guys?
I mean, maybe you can be the catalyst for the Blue Archive
I'm
community.
not traveling to
Yes,
Ontario. to do a
yes,
panel on
I'm
Blue
making you do it
Archive.
one day.
I mean, I'm in
One day.
Ontario. I'm in it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, one day maybe.
And that one day is next year.
What?
Yes.
No.
Fan Expo.
Anirevo Toronto, yeah.
400 panels, yeah. 100 panels. Ooh, I thought about doing a second panel, but I can barely handle doing one panel.
How much of these panels damage your brain?
Just the
If your brain rotten.
What's up, you and White?
So what about the Ring Zero kernel anti-cheat on the PC?
I found it very funny that like there wasn't any real anti-cheat in Blue Archive when it initially launched. People were just able to replace images with like whatever. Like I saw an image of just like fish on floor. Sensei, I took this picture earlier. Do you like it?
The thing is, so like the one aspect is about the security thing.
Yeah.
And maybe like there might be a data breach or something, but I suppose like people were saying that it collects your information in the background as long as you're running in the game. But they're saying that if you also use Google Chrome, it's like you're already screwed anyway.
I feel like there are so many different things spying on me already that like
Google Chrome is already one. Don't worry about it.
my own
It's always there.
security does not exist anyways.
Hey, YouTube and Spotify also ask for ID in UK already. So
Definitely this is time to plug myself. I have my Twitter there. This is where you'll find out where my next panels and stuff are. I have my Twitch. I don't stream. I might stream, maybe in the fall. Not next month, I'll be in Japan. And my YouTube, I'll probably figure out how to get that going up at some point. I still have like my old YouTube, but I can't update it anymore because I got hacked. Yippee.
I was devastated.
I may better.
Yeah, great. What's up?
Japan travel vlog then.
I'm not helping you with that. Good
Okay.
luck. Good luck, buddy.
If I do, it's probably just gonna be like literally Twitter posts. I'm really lazy when it comes to actually doing things. Maybe unless you're talking about Blue Archive panels, I love doing this.
One free top question. I noticed that for a Blue Archive gadget game, actually despite the you don't have I noticed there's actually a lot of pride within the Korean fan base that they draw stuff that actually feels like, in a way, you don't cancel it, right?
Sure.
Like, you know, it's kind of that fan art idea has the same as cancel it, where when it comes the game that it was made in shows a lot of pride in its culture. You know, compared to like DK, you really get a lot of it doesn't really refer to Korean culture much. As well as other factors, like, because like you think about like a game like Azur, like even though it basically has calculated roots, it doesn't really too much about the military side, warship side. But yeah, with Blue Archive, you got so many artists like Korean artists out there like drawing military themed art of girls, which is a kind of rarity these days, you know? Like for in terms of like showing your love, your own style perspective, you know? I don't know what makes Blue Archive proudly Korean.
I guess there is an air of like the militaristic side of things in Blue Archive because all the students are walking around with guns all the time.
I think it's an American game.
Part of me feels like it's just like I'm gonna stop myself before saying it.
Just don't. Well, at least don't look at Azur one at least. When you look at the scans. Don't look at if you look at it, look at brain damage. I bet it's good brain damage.
Am I allowed to talk about this? Am I allowed to talk about like the allegations of Blue Archive being a gooner game?
Yeah.
Because like
Who's gonna stop?
I'm not gonna stop ruining
It's
bird.
not. It's not. There are much worse games out there. Like, Round Dust exists,
Bro, this
Azur Lane, all that stuff. Like, I feel like anyone that sees like an anime game in the current year is just like very quick to jump on the move. Sure, you can interject.
I think the biggest problem with Blue Archive is this: we're proud of what we draw. We're not MiHoYo, okay? Sorry, we're not.
Proud to be a good.
We have Bunny Asuna, we have Kisaki, we have swimsuits, and look, and yet, despite all that, we still produce fan content that's still worth thinking about. Well, the only way slop like MiHoYo. Yeah, just to make you feel deep, you know? You get Blue Archive, it's delightfully deranged, and it can be anywhere between, well, military themed stuff to more extreme, like, let's put it this way. I said, it's not safe for work stuff, but that kind of thing fans are proud of.
Yeah.
That's why we're seeing as a community.
Some even open up that work and not being a suggestion.
Wait, is
You're still
MiHoYo? Sorry, is MiHoYo still not Gunner? Oh, I see. It's like Gunner self-defining.
What's up, guy?
How do you feel about the sort of official design of the main character? Because I know there's been a couple animations for Blue Archive, and they sort of, the whole point of, or not the whole point of, but I know in Blue Archive it's sort of anonymous as to who you are.
Yeah.
But in those animations, there's like a guy who is the
Sensei.
I feel like all depictions of Sensei are valid. My favorite is personally there's a game development department There's a game development department manga, and they depict Sensei as like this really freaking buff guy. And hilarious.
I love GDD Sensei. Yeah.
It's just like and like it's like multiple sides of like the same coin, you know? Like you have Doodle Sensei, you have Anime Sensei, you have Buff Sensei, you got yeah, like I
Bald naked guy with the
big fan. It's just peak character design. Just draw like 2 lines and then like a little smile face.
On the other hand, on the side, it's like the Shijikan. Oh yeah, guess what? There's all kind of them too. So.
What's up?
Has the Kazusa VR experience become lost media?
Looks like we're gonna have to start a raid on John next song.
Yeah. Give us the VR.
I feel like that needs to actually like become a thing. Yeah. Seriously. I need to go to like one of those Blue Archive anniversary events. I need to. I really do. You agree?
I started playing with the Steam release specifically to save up for the Railroad Academy characters.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that you would say to me, what is it?
Don't leave your Momotops on red.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I made the mistake of leaving them on red. I'll be like, I'll get to it when I need to, like, backlog my Pyroxene or something like that. But, like, I played for 6 hours. 6 whole hours of reading Momotop stories.
Is that straight
It
or?
really does something to you.
How many messages are going through?
How many
messages are going through? The counter. How many?
How many of them? Like, at one point I was like doing like 20 different stories. Like, I would do them all in one wave, and then I'd close the Momotop, open it up again, and then I'd do another wave.
I really hope the phone didn't burn down.
Yeah.
On PC.
My Momotalks are at 95 right now. Can I recover from this?
That's the rookie number. Confirm it.
Good luck. You probably got like 5 hours of reading. If you don't don't skip Momo Talks.
I know, don't skip story.
You go
If his are at 95, we'll screw that.
What's up, in the back?
We're about 90 something. I have 245.
Oh,
Do you even care about your students?
why did you ghost them like that?
This is like your average email box. You have 200 unread.
Yeah.
I really.
What's up?
Are you aware of the project KV?
Yeah, I talked about it last time in SakuraCon. To sum it all up, it's a bunch of stupid people thinking that they could just, take copy-paste. I mean, there was care and thought put into the character designs of Project KV, which makes me, really sad that it didn't actually shoot off. But, when you look at the sky, there was, circles in the sky, man. That's something that's, exclusive to Gavotos, man. And the sleeping titans, that slumber underneath.
I think my saddest part is that, the writer, Isaku-san, he actually departed with the KV people as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's no longer in Blue Archive, which is really sad.
Does this mean the story of Blue Archive is gonna go downhill from here? No.
Slow as hell. Slow, yes.
Yeah? Really?
Yeah, can't go down here.
I don't know. I don't feel like anything will ever top Volume F for me. I don't know. I read that and I was just like, man, this is deep.
You guys should catch up with the new Dekaramaton story.
Okay. What's up?
Do you think they jumped the gun by doing Volume F so soon? Do you think they should have waited a few years?
I feel like before Bunny, Asuna, and Karen dropped, Blue Archive was doing very horribly. It was on the verge of just being shut down, another canceled project. But I feel like Volume F was intended to be the original EOS story. And then it did well after Bunny, Karen, and Asuna, and they were like, crap, we gotta write more of this. So I'm looking forward to whatever they pump out next.
I have more info on this. So
Really?
if you actually read what they said in the ARM book, which is ARM book volume 1 or 2, they were actually Isaku-san actually mentioned that it's Yostar's idea to push this one immediately after it's done. So when it's done, they're not planning to release it right now, because if you read the story, volume 1, chapter 5, you can clearly tell this is supposed to be a story happens before volume F. But volume F happened before this chapter 5 story, because Yostar wanted to get it out as soon as possible. So
Yeah. Speaking of art books, they just released a 3rd volume of the art book, and I'm going to go to Japan and buy it, and not open it, and not look at it.
Wait, I thought you don't have any more money. Wait, I thought you.
I love just collecting things. You don't know how many Blue Archive Androids I just have in my room. There. Oh my god, I love collecting things so much.
I love collecting plushies.
Oh yeah, one more question.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Do you even play the Wise short version of the Blue Archive buying the card?
Sorry, what?
The White Swords?
White Swords. Oh.
You want to put some money in there?
Okay. So I was walking around Aberdeen Square a couple of weeks ago, and I walked into a card shop and I saw a Blue Archive booster box for White Schwartz, and it was calling to me like the Green Goblin.
So you bought it?
I was like, come on, it's only $200.
I know that card shop, it's very expensive there.
Yeah. I decided to cut my losses and I ended up buying a singular, I think it was a Blue Archive the animation, card game thing.
Oh, that one, on the
yeah,
one.
I bought a singular booster pack of that, and yeah, I was like, yeah, okay.
Did you open it?
I did open it, yeah.
I mean,
it's just screenshots from the anime, and I'm just like, okay. I also got those like wafer cookies?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I do.
Oh, the
There-
cookie thing.
There's another store in Aberdeen proper that had like Blue Archive wafer cookies.
Yeah.
And like in each wafer cookie there was like a card with like one of the students on it. And I got Kazusa, so I was happy.
I just bought entire case, that's all.
Dang.
I gotta go to Aberdeen now.
The most time they won't duplicate. Unless you are lucky getting all of the single box and duplicate.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't get any good gifts. Yeah. What's up? You get the float.
The picture of Saya in the box earlier.
Yeah.
You know how you were talking about how like, oh, they'd just be able to recognize her, right? Because you can see Halo. I remember you reminded me of some. I guess there was a Q&A they did a while ago where people could ask questions, and it was like the Tea Party responding. Apparently, in lore, the like characters, they all see halos as just like generic halos to each other.
Yeah.
But Sensei could see like the customizable halos or like each unique one.
Yeah, it's because he's logged into the Shit'em chest or something. I don't know. Like, just like the idea of like Hina's massive halo just like peeking out over like a piece of cover or something like that. It's just like, yeah.
Wait, what's the source of it?
Fan art.
They do disappear when they sleep.
Yes.
You know that.
Yeah. Yeah. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does any of this mean? John Nexon, you gotta provide some answers at some point.
John Nexon's gonna be like, oh.
One of the stories, because I was looking for recently, Hoshino is like, oh yeah, feel free to destroy my halo if you find me, or whatever.
Yeah.
So like it's a thing that can be destroyed.
It
also.
is. There is a halo destroying bomb that exists, and it doesn't work. Sorry.
Does it exist?
I think that wraps it up for me here. Honestly, I think we've all ran out of steam and stuff like that. So thank you for coming to Blue Archive RantSession Volume 3.
Never kill yourself.
Okay.
Let's do it, gotcha.
Last minute gotcha.
Do you mind if I take pictures?
Yeah, sure. Check what I got. I was gonna go around because no one to take picture outside. Or outside, yeah. I don't know. I try to take pictures with you.
Thank you.
Oh, we were talking about this earlier. What was it? What were we trying to say? I couldn't hear you.
What?
You saying something about us earlier.
Yeah, the scans.
I know. I mean, they're so. Okay. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'm not straight. I don't mind. I don't mind certain type of designs. I'm more concerned about when the game gets like.
Oh, well, yeah, I pretty much forgot because the scan. There you go. We see the scan, you forgot everything. What's out like this?
The problem is like I'll just be honest with you. I like as skin. But the thing is, Conclave does it better because it knows how to incorporate.
Yeah. I mean, it just depends on what side you're gonna be. You're looking for something heavier, or you're looking for something that more standard. I mean, the problem with the Kenko one is that you can play on the phone. You had to play on the web version. It's like, oh no, I can't do anything. And you have to play using with the VPN to play it over here.
I know.
Oh
I mean,
no.
but for me, I mean, I used to be. This is the big worst thing about Azur Lane is that it actually pushed me back to It actually pushed me right back to the Concole's arms and by extent Blue Archive because I just realized, oh great, they just forgot about they just want to sell greener skin. They just sell greener skins, and they don't think about how to make things sexually. Like it's the same mentality as DK and
Yeah, I mean, you get looking around. I mean, Azurland is pretty much being doing a lot of the collaboration right now. I mean, currently collaboration is also happening like 2 weeks ago. I mean,
it's literally Yumiya and Blackrock Shooter.
yeah. Now you go look at the Kenko one on the other side. There is no collaboration. They're gonna open their own stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, even World Worship being on the side, I've been playing Worship for a really long time. They've never been collaborating any with Kenko. Well, because even though that is really huge fan base in the Worship, but they can't do it because
I kind of doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, because honestly, they didn't want to do it. I mean, Worship could do with them. They want it because it's better. It's going to be more fan base. But probably the other side, they don't do anything like for collaboration. They've been locked for themselves. But you can look at the other side. Worship collaborating with every single, a lot of big fans. Transformers, Star Trek, Azurland. In Blue Archive was like goddamn reason. I don't know what's going on. I mean,
you're thinking about the military secret network.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they even look at the war tanks. They copy everything that are about tanks up there. Again, goes a Panther. Yeah, here it goes. It's a tank series.
Yeah, but Kankole doesn't really.
Yeah, the colors on the side.
The only thing they really do is maybe with like real life stuff. Like it's so. There's actually one thing I really like about Kankole is that it actually encouraged me to buy the non-adult dojins.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at the Kenko one being all around a lot of ships too. You can see Yamato's over there too. Even this museum now, you can miss Mizuga over there too.
There's a fan culture that really I like more about Kankole.
Yeah, but the problem is between the Azurland and the difference between Azurland and also the Kenko is that the Azurland has more ship in a lot of history, so they actually be able to do more on this side. Well, in the Canada on the other side, there's only one ship. That's not even Azurland or Kenko.
They just lump it on the world maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the China one has more, Japan has more, and even the American one has even more, but theirs they can be there most of the time. I mean, there could be easy event for Azurland going to the ship event, so I can go because he gets some stuff done, so I can go over there. But Worship, it's been doing this a lot of time now though. They've been doing the Worship around, and you get Azurland up in collaboration between Worship to Blue Archive on the other side.
You were talking about Azure Lane, and stuff like that. Do you play Azure Lane, or were you just talking about that?
Just talking about it.
Yeah, because there was some Azure Lane like photo shoot or something like that tomorrow.
Yes.
But there was a meetup. I clicked on the link for the Discord and it says it expired, so I couldn't even figure out where to meet up.
Usually there's usually at the whole
There's a meetup for Azure photo shoot?
Wait.
Yeah, those are here.
Wait, is it? I haven't seen the news, but as an YouTube channel, I had to know it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see it.
So, is it in panel list?
No, it should not be panel because I checked every single panel.
In the green section, is it? Check the green.
Okay. Oh. There it goes. There, I'm the end over here. See you guys later.
How did I find this